Hey everybody, coming to you live very briefly to talk about ranked choice voting for a quick second. Today I posted about ranked choice vote. It was a Bangor Daily News article where folks were talking about the gubernatorial election and how ranked choice voting would come into play. And I have seen a number of questions from folks saying, wait a second, I thought ranked choice voting was deemed unconstitutional. Here's the breakdown. The ranked choice voting law that has been in place for a few elections now has not been deemed unconstitutional. The piece that has been deemed unconstitutional by Maine Supreme Court is the expansion that the Augusta Democrats tried to pass this year. And that expansion would expand ranked choice voting to the gubernatorial election and elections for the state legislature. That is unconstitutional. The Supreme Court said as much in 2017 or 18. Sorry, I don't have my notes right in front of me. They've said it previously, and now they have said it again in 2026. They have said that is unconstitutional. You cannot institute ranked choice voting for gubernatorial election and legislator elections, the House and the Senate. And so that is clear from the Supreme Court. And so that bill can't move forward. So that bill, if it had passed, if it was allowed to move forward, if the Supreme Court had not ruled that it is unconstitutional according to Maine's constitution, if that bill had moved forward, it would have been in effect this year in November in our gubernatorial election. That being said, ranked choice voting is in play for the primary election. It is just not in play in those elections for the general election. So that means many folks are having to make a decision. There are many gubernatorial candidates on both sides of the aisle. Are people going to rank their votes? Good evening, Jeffrey. Thanks for saying hi. That is the question that is before many voters. I personally have never ranked. I am considering it. And so, yes, ranked choice voting has been deemed unconstitutional as far as an expansion that would include the general election for governor and for the state legislature. However, the law that has been in place for a number of years now includes the primaries for governor and the legislature, as well as, of course, the primary and general elections for federal office, like our Senate and Congress people. So I hope that that brief breakdown is helpful. I'm not a fan of ranked choice voting. I wish we didn't have it for any elections, but here we are. Let me know in the comments, would it be helpful to have even further breakdown discussing ranked choice voting and how it works, a deep dive? Let me know if you think that that would be helpful. And of course, you can find a resource regarding ranked choice voting at our Lead Maine website. So go to leadmaine.com and click on our resources, and ranked choice voting is one of the issue one-pagers that we have on our website. So check that out. I will link that in the comments when I hop off here, and let me know in the comments if you would find it helpful to have some further education on ranked choice voting as it applies to the gubernatorial primary election in June. Of course, that is coming up on June 9th. You can request your absentee ballot now. Go ahead and request those now. If, like me, you early vote. And that's what I've got for you tonight. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll give that breakdown one last time for folks who are just hopping on. If your question is, I thought that ranked choice voting was unconstitutional, you are right. Maine Supreme Court has ruled that it is unconstitutional as far as the expansion that Augusta Democrats were trying to pass this year that would have expanded ranked choice voting to the general election for governor and state legislature. However, it is still in play for the primary for those offices, for governor and legislature, and it is, of course, law as far as our federal elections, the primary and the general. That's what I got for you. Throw your thoughts in the comments and I will talk to you later.